Hello out there to you. In this video, we're going to calculate the consumer and producer surplus. Then we're going to throw a price ceiling on the market of 10 British pounds, or perhaps other countries' pounds. Okay, so first what we need to do is consider what consumer surplus is. It's the area below the demand curve but above the price. In other words, it's the value of the benefit to the market that the consumers gain. And then producer surplus is the area above let me draw a little picture. It's the area above the supply curve but below the price. So if I was going to draw this, here would be equilibrium price. This is what we're up to. This would be consumer surplus because it's the area below the demand curve but above the price. And then the producer surplus is the area above the supply curve but below the price. This is supply, this is demand, this is price, and this is quantity. So we need to figure out what that is. So to get this equilibrium, we're going to set QD equal to QS and solve for P. So we'll do that kind of over here. So QD is 200 minus 6P, and then that needs to equal quantity supplied, which is just 2P. Whenever I can, I'll try to do it in my head. So I send that over there, and that gives us 8P, 200, and then P equals, divide both sides by 8, should be 25. Let's make sure here. So 200 divided by 8 is 25. I was right. Just got to make sure because I'm tired, and I know that sometimes people are watching because if I make a mistake, I get a comment. So this is the price here. The price right here would be 25. I think it's helpful to draw a little picture. Then I want to know the quantity, and I can put this price into either equation. So if I put the price into 2P, so 25 times 2 would be 50. So this would be 50. And then if I put it over here, 25 times 6 would be 150. 200 minus 150 would also be 50. So it doesn't matter which one you put it in. That's the quantity. So now the consumer surplus, I need 25 out to 50. Okay, let's draw this a little bit bigger now and a little bit better. So if I'm drawing this picture, this is 50. This is 25. I need to know what this is because that's going to be the top end of my triangle, and I need to know what this is. Okay, so what it can do is put in a quantity of 0, and if I put in a quantity of 0, this is going to tell me 2P, and so P would be 0. So the supply curve starts out at 0. So this would be the producer surplus. So it would be 1/2 0 to 25, and this would be in British pounds. So that would be 25 pounds from 0 to 25 times 50. And what is 25 times 50? And then half of that is 625. So that's the producer surplus in the free market. Okay, the consumer surplus, if I put a 0 for quantity here, is this going to give me this number? I get 200 minus 6P. 6P equals 200. P equals 200 over 6. What is that? It is 33 1/3. 33 1/3. That's called the reservation price or the choke price. So that's the beginning there. So 33 1/3 down to 25. So calculate this triangle. So it'd be 8 1/3 times 50. We're going from 0 to 50 units. So put that in the calculator. So minus 25. We'll leave it like that. That's good. Times 50. And then half of that is 208, 33. Okay, so 238, I'm sorry, 208 and a third. 208 and 1/3. So this is the consumer surplus, this is the producer surplus. What we calculated here is the area below the demand curve and above the price, and the area above the supply curve and below the price. Okay, so we're done with that part. Now the government introduces a price ceiling of $10 for each toy. So what we want to do is kind of imagine that now there's this price ceiling, which means it's illegal to go any higher than that ceiling. You can be below it, but you can't be higher. Okay, so all we really need to do, it says who benefits from it. Well, consumers will benefit from it. Okay, what you really want to do, if you really want to be technical about it, is then to calculate what the consumer surplus is. So the consumer surplus is now going to be this orange shape that I just calculated here. And what we can do is calculate that there's a rectangle part here and a triangle part right here. And once we figure out what this number is, we've got both of those, and we also need this number. The new producer surplus is going to be smaller. I can see it. It's right there. So it's just that yellow triangle. So once I calculate that, then I've got that. And then the deadweight loss is the difference between this new quantity, whatever that quantity is, and this quantity, and then the value of it. So we can calculate all of that. So, but we do know that the consumers will benefit. The producers will not benefit. So deadweight loss first, area of this triangle. So we want to, what I would do is plug in 10 pounds into the supply curve. So QS equals 2 times 10, and this equals 20. So 20 is our quantity right there. And then if we plug in, well, let's do the deadweight loss. So deadweight loss now is going to be 1/2 the difference between 20 and 50, which is 30 units, times, I need this number right here. So I need to plug in 20 into their demand function. That'll give me this number right here, and then I've got enough ammunition to answer the whole question. So quantity, we know that the quantity demanded is 20. So we're going to plug in 20, 200 minus 6p. 6p equals 180. I think I can do this in my head. That would be 30. So price is 30. So 30 would be right here. So it's a difference between, this is a 10. It's a difference between 10 and 30, so 20 pounds. Okay, so our deadweight loss would be 600, half of that. Deadweight loss in pounds would be 300. Okay, that's our deadweight loss right there. All right, producer surplus is 2. That's pretty easy. Producer surplus is 1/2. It's going to be this little triangle here, 0 to 10, and so that would be 10 pounds there, times 20, because we're going from 0 to 20. So that's 200. Half of that is 100 pounds. Okay, that's the producer surplus. So the producers are really hurt by this. They see their surplus drop from 625 down to 100. And that seems like a lot, so I'm going to recalculate that, make sure that I calculated it right. And I did. Okay, so it's just really a lot. My little picture is not really to scale, but the numbers work out. All right, and then consumer surplus is 2 pieces. So let's do the rectangle part. It's 10 up to 30, okay, on 20 units. So that would be 20 pounds times 20 units. So that would be 400. And I'm going to add that to the triangle part, which is 33 1/3 minus 30. So that's 3 1/3 on 20 units. That's a little harder. It's not a big number, but it's a little harder number. So 3 point times 20 units. Half of that. 33 and a third. And now we've got our number. So our total consumer surplus is 433 pounds and 1/3. And now we can compare that to where we were. So for the consumers, the consumers went from 208 and a third to 433 and a third. So they ended up much better off. And then the producers ended up worse off, as we said, and there's a deadweight loss of 300. And if you add this plus this plus this, if I did it right, you should get the answer if you add both of those together. So let's see if I did that right. So 208 plus 625. I get 833 and a third. I just remember I have a third there. Now 433. I hope I did it right. 533 plus 300. And I got 833. So 833 on both ends. Did it right. That's how you can check your work. So that is consumer producer surplus on price ceiling or just with the free market.